We would like to tell you a story. It's about a guy. Let's call him Fernando. But the name doesn't matter at all, because the truth is that this is our story. A story of humankind. A story of a species we have named Homo sapiens. On a beautiful warm autumn day in 1926, a miracle of all miracles happened. It was the birth of a new life on our planet Earth. Okay, give me a break. It's just a metaphor. Let's go on with our story. In a little sterile hospital room filled with strange people looking like doing some crazy Martian dance, nervously running all around the room, suddenly a loud cry echoed and time stopped for a second. A purple, wet and tiny little creature was there eagerly waiting to be in safe harbor of his parents' arms. It wasn't the look of Miss of the World of 2000 that deserved all admiration, but something divine in him sparked light in hearts. It was the magic of creating a life. And in this very second, as just for a moment everyone felt relieved from daily problems, and thus remembered the meaning of life.
Fernando is now a citizen of planet Earth, yet he will begin to exist only when he gets his identity number. He is now marked and belongs to the system, and he must obey. He just won the prisoner number. He was still just a tiny baby, yet faced and forced healthcare routine that left deep impact on his body as well as on his spirit. He was taught from the first day of his life an important lesson that defined the way he would live and act for the rest of his life. His body is not perfect, he is not perfect. Because of this, he needs to obey the system that determines the way of how to cope with imperfection on all levels. As he grows up a little, he discovers the first joy of the educational system. He is not realizing that this is the only time that he is encouraged to sleep in the middle of the day. Later on, he's killed for that. When he started to increase his brain mass, his potential would soon be recognized as great for serving the system.
He was taught that he had been born bearing his ancestors' sins. However, now he had a unique chance to invalidate those sins by receiving his divine spark. He wasn't quite happy about all this religion stuff, as he couldn't understand why he would be guilty of something he hadn't done. Also, there was a certain memory he couldn't quite shake off. A very painful memory that will haunt him for the rest of his life. He had a friend, a little pig, who he was very close with. They did everything together. They were inseparable. But when his friend grew up, his parents forced him to kill him, and his heart was shouting with despair and hate when they took the remains of his friend together with colored eggs for blessing to the church on Easter.
Soon a watershed crossed his path and changed the course of his life. His parents decided for him to become a lawyer, or even better, a judge. He tried to explain to them he wanted to be a soccer player, but his parents thought it too risky and a non-profitable job. They said that they know what's best for him, and as long as they are the ones paying the bills, he would have to follow their orders. Of course, they wrapped it up in a more loving way, but they let him know he should be grateful for what they are doing for him. 10 years later, he is working in a lawyer company. He is miserable, a little overweight, and feeling pretty negative about life. He is working 10 hours a day, eating unhealthy fast foods, and has almost no recreation at all, except for the occasional soccer game with his colleagues where he could indeed win a golden medal, in the fast old grandmas category.
When the night falls, he's still sitting, only this time in a bar a few floors under his office. He and his colleagues drink lots of alcohol, gossip, and hit on girls. If he's lucky, he gets a girl to take home for a one-night stand. This is pretty much of his life, plus all the hours of buying at stores or online. One day, something unexpected happens. A girl he was with a couple of months before that shows up at his door. She's pregnant. Not so thrilled about, he marries her. A couple of months later, he gets a son. He's happy that he has his progeny now, even he was totally unprepared for it.
As the years go passing by, they're unconsciously and consciously updating all the significant programs of the system in their child's mind, along with all other participants. They are not particularly happy in their marriage, but somehow manage to make it work. Fernando makes a lot so he can pay off his debts for the big house with a garden and a pool, good car and rich food. He and his wife has tremendously gained weight, and his kid is also quite a chubby one. Now that he has a wife taking care of all the shopping and household, he has time to watch his favourite shows and movies. In fact, this is his and his son's favourite mutual hobby. Actually, it's the only one. They love to sit in front of the TV and eat delicious freshly baked muffins that his wife lovingly prepared. As he was approaching 50, he was very lonely and in poor health condition. His son left home to go to university, and along with his son, left all the reasons for his wife to stay.
So she left Fernando, as they never really loved each other and were together only for the sake of their child. He had his first heart attack at the age of 51. 2 more followed soon afterwards. Then he needed a pacemaker. Even though some of his friends and his son did visit him from time to time, Fernando was very lonely. He had money to buy all sorts of expensive stuff, and so he did. He was buying more and more, hypnotized by commercials and with a strong unconscious hope that this would somehow fix everything and change his life for better. Years went by and he grew old. At the age of 63, he wasn't able to take care of himself, so he went to a nursing home. At this point, his son had his own family and wasn't willing to take care of his father.
Fernando is now 67 years old, extremely obese and barely alive, drugged up on all kinds of medications. The biggest activity he has in his life now is the 20 steps to the elevator and the other 30 steps from the elevator to the dining room. So here he is, just waiting for his turn to pass the room to someone else. He has the same old routine every day. He wakes up at 7 AM, dresses up and starts a brand new day with a big fatty delicious breakfast. He is a little tired afterwards, but nevertheless he stays in the lobby where all the action is going on. One day there was even a chick fight. It did get very rough though, as one of the ladies tripled over the other and the staff had to take cautions. In the noon, after a brunch, he has a menu-picked calorifically rich lunch that was probably intentionally designed in a way to shorten the waiting line of the nursery home. Then he needs to go and lie down for a while, as digestion takes quite a while.
But till dinner, he's all refreshed and ready for another portion of meal, though frankly, it would be better if he had skipped it. After this, he goes to bed and watches TV until he falls asleep. This is his very life now, until Dad comes and takes mercy on him. We do not want to end up like this poor guy. This is not a life. It's a pre-written program executing its duty.
As much as some of you may believe you are not like this guy because some areas of your life are totally different, think again. We are all subjected to the same system from the day we are born. We have all a different path, that's true, but we are all following the same signs.
The ones that do not obey are quickly corrected, removed, or discredited. We have created a monster that is holding a grip on us, numbing our feelings and suppressing our true nature, and it cannot be destroyed unless each and every one of us do something. Once upon a time, a group of people decided to rule the world. So they started artificially creating differences among human species on all levels, creating countries, boundaries, religions, diets, belief systems, etc. With only one goal in mind: to separate us, to turn us against each other, because united we are invincible and not easy to control.
As human beings, we have come from this to this. We have risen ourselves above the other forms of life and civilized ourselves in a way we started doing everything in a non-animal way and got ourselves in a load of trouble. We were taught to be ashamed of the animal parts of ourselves. Sadly, this didn't include the violence, killing, fighting, and so-called other animal behaviours that are, in fact, more of a human ego attribute. We have civilized our planet by turning life into death. Now we are going even further and using science to change the very nature of nature. So how do we stop all this?
The first, very important step in the process of remaking the future is to start nourishing our bodies and minds properly by incorporating into our diet as much of fresh, raw fruits, vegetables, and leafy greens as we can, and start eliminating animal products, processed food, and especially oils, sugars, and salts. This way, we will regain back our health, vitality, and desire to create.
Note that by saying fresh, we mean not cooked, grilled, or processed in any way in which we could only change and destroy nutrients and consequently help diseases to evolve. Just by being healthy, we can eliminate all of the products that were created out of the need to make up for our bad food choices, and are not doing any good for our bodies. No need for using deodorant? No way, you say. Yes way, I say. By eating a healthy diet designed for humans, you won't need deodorant at all. You won't smell, because your body won't have all the buildup of toxins to excrete. No more acne, day and night skin treatment, and anti-aging. Your skin will be clear and toned, digestion will be normal, and there will be absolutely no need to take a bunch of supplements for hair, nails, skin, and shiny looking eyes. Just say goodbye to all these unnecessary supplements, which can really be harmful to your body and your wallet. Whoa, now that's a lot of products, huh?
One can really wonder, how do animals stay clean, healthy, and fit without all these beauty products? I never really saw a wild animal insanely scrubbing itself with lots of shampoo or spraying itself with nice, delicate fragrance that you can smell miles away. The answer is pretty simple. They feed and take care of themselves by their instincts, letting the nature provide them with all the necessities.
By eating this way, we will also significantly decrease the consumption of processed foods and thereby packaging, pollution, consumption of energy and water. So let's look at the bigger picture. How would eating healthy affect us on the planet? By consuming more raw fresh fruits and vegetables, leafy greens, health and vitality will increase. Mental clarity will skyrocket and you will finally have the energy you desire to move your body, which will give you even more energy and build you the strong body you desire. The majority of the healthcare equipment, services and all the expensive researches about nutrition and all kinds of diseases won't be needed anymore. Medications that are excessively gulped daily will be just an ancient history, and excuses for torturing animals in experiments for higher goods will be wiped off for good.
As more people start eating this way, the demand for organic, whole, ripe, fresh, juicy, sweet fruits and vegetables will increase and more people will start growing foods on a local level. This means we will consciously start greening our planet on a much larger scale. Agriculture will be replaced by permaculture, and we will finally start making up for all those years of abusive behavior towards Earth and start establishing healthy biodiversity again. The pollution of water, soil and air, as well as the consumption of energy and water, will be significantly decreased.
As we will no longer have needs for the majority of products, industry won't be needed anymore, and the production will move from global to local. Sharing and exchanging of goods and services will become core values. This will give people a possibility to blossom their creativity and knowledge in all areas of life, and enable them to work for things they love to do. Not to earn money or to be able to provide food for their family, but out of pure passion to express inner wisdom, knowledge and natural gifts and share this with others. Can you see the bigger picture now? We create problems to seek for solutions so people would have jobs and support the system that is useful only to the minority of people in a financial sense.
We all share this one planet. This planet is the only place that we know of so far from which we can get life necessities. However, the system we live in is destroying this only place we have. Even the minority of people that have financial benefits from the system and can buy lots of stuff still cannot buy the most important: clean water, clean air, and even the right food. We are all in the same boat.
What will we do to participate in the remaking of the future? First, we will open an environmentally friendly low-fat raw vegan restaurant in London to start creating changes on a social level. We live in a fast-paced world where eating healthy is really difficult because of the rules of the system. Many people spend most of their day working and have little time to prepare their own food.
Also, many people associate socializing with eating out, but there aren't really any healthy choices out there. Some people do not believe that this type of food can be delicious.
We want to offer people a possibility of choice. To go out there and have a healthy meal that will be nutritious, packed with energy and will maintain their optimal health.
We want you to be able to experience true flavors of harmonically combined organic, raw, fresh fruits, vegetables, leafy greens, nuts and seeds.
But this will not only be a place for people to socialise, relax and eat a healthy meal, but a place where people will be able to get all kinds of useful knowledge about nutrition, exercise and sports, permaculture, green building, self-sustainability, rediscovery, inborn instincts and intuition. Our intention is to spread this new kind of model of a restaurant like a blessing across the world, settling it into each and every country in the world so we can provide people with an opportunity to start eating this way and heal themselves and the planet. Thank you.